So I noticed just today people reporting there are problems with open as layers in Photoshop and in Lightroom. So we're going to get in there and check this out. A lot of times Adobe upgrades or updates their products and sort of funky things happen. So we're going to get into Photoshop and see if we can't just eternally take care of this from within Photoshop. So we're in Adobe Bridge. As most of you know, you can do this same exact thing in Lightroom, so don't let that bog you down or anything. So in Lightroom you could do this exact same thing. So we're going to sort of forego Lightroom here. So we're going to open up, say, these 4 images. Let's just say this is our composite. So we're going to open these up into Photoshop. Now if you can see that there, we have those 4 documents open. I'm not going to mess with them too much because I'm going to try and keep them in order here to make my action, but I'm going to just leave them just like this. So I'm going to get that one right about there, and I'm going to get this one up front. So what we're going to do here is we have 4 documents open. We're going to make an action. So we come down here and we just press this new action button right there. We're going to make a new action. We're going to call this 4, why don't we call it 4 layers stack. Okay, 4 layer stack. And I'm pretty sure you have to do this for, well, you'll see in a minute. So we're gonna say record there, and what we're gonna do, we're gonna go grab this guy, we're gonna select all, Command or Control A, and then we're gonna copy everything. So Command or Control C, we're gonna go back to that original document that was on the top, and we're gonna paste that in there, okay? So Command or Control V. So we're done with this. So this is sort of an important point. We want to tell the action, because we don't want to have to close these documents every single time. So we want to tell the action to close this because we're done with this. It's already in our document. So we're going to close that, and we're definitely going to say don't save, and our action is going to record that, okay? So here's our original document right here, and it has the 2 layers. So we're going to keep going though. So we're going to grab this one, and the action is going to record that. We're going to press Command A. I'll do this one slower, so I think you can edit, and then I don't know where select all is. Can you believe that? It's kind of sad. So select all, image, layer, type. I don't need to select all. So it's right there, okay? So you select all. After you've selected that layer, you select all, and then you go back, and then you go to edit. You go to edit and you go to copy. So we want to copy that, and it's recording all this in our action. We're going to go back to that initial document that was on the top for us, and we're going to paste that on top. Okay, paste it. So it just did that for us, and we're going to go back to this one. We're going to close it. Okay, that's an important step in that action. You don't want all those open every time at the end when you have your stacked up document. So last one, this one is for 4 layers. So I'm going to do this one quick again. So Command or Control A, Command or Control C, and then go back to our previous one and Command or Control V, and it pasted it in there. And don't forget to close this last guy. So we'll close that and we'll say don't save. And now we have our document we're going to want to work on over here with all our layers here. And I shouldn't have done that, but you can really easily fix that, and I'll show you how in a second. And we're just going to stop the action. You should have stopped it. If you do this, you follow the steps, just stop it right before I started playing with those layers. But if you really want to fix that, you can just see, we didn't need all that hide current layer, hide that. We didn't need all that. So I'm going to go ahead and select all those and just pull them down to the trash, okay? So let's try that out. We're going to try that action. I hope that last little thing didn't confuse anybody. I was just deleting those steps. I was just showing you that we had all the layers here, but we're going to close that. And we're going to go back. We're going to grab any 4 layers here and pull these into Photoshop now, just to show you that it'll work with any 4 layers that you've got. Okay, I'm back in Photoshop, and again, I have those 4 layers open. This is going to be you when you have your documents for your composite. So another way to do this is just to go up to File and Scripts and load files into stacks. But I think this way that I'm showing you is easier. That's why I'm doing this. So we just made this action, right? It's our 4 layer stack action. So I'm going to select that, and I'm going to press play, and let's see if it works. So we have our 4 layers here, And if you look back there, you know, it closed everything as well, okay? So we'll go through that one more time. I believe you're gonna need to do it for each number of layers you have. So if you have like a 20 layer document, you'd have to do it with 20. If you had 20 layers and you brought them in here, I would go ahead and use scripts, load files into stack, and then just say add open files and say okay, and that'll do all that for you. But this is just another fun way, you know, it might get you into like learning how to use actions. So we'll do one more of these just so you get the point, but we'll do it with 3 layers. Okay, we're back here in Bridge. We're just gonna grab 3 layers this time, and we're gonna go ahead and open those into Photoshop. So we got our 3 layers in Photoshop here, if you can see that, and I'm just gonna start a new action, and I'm gonna go ahead and call it a 3-layer stack this time. And we'll say record, and we'll go ahead and just do the same thing we did in that first image. So this was the one that was on top for us, so we will select this one, we'll press Command A, Command C, and we will select this one and we'll paste that on there. So Command V, and then we'll go ahead and close this down. So, and we won't save that, and we'll do the same thing, Command A, Command C, and we'll go ahead and paste this over here, Command V, and we will close this down and not save, and then we'll stop that action. So to see if that worked, I'll go ahead and pull any 3 layers into Photoshop right now, and we'll see if that one we just made works. So I've got 3 layers in Photoshop, and once again, take home point, you could also go up here, go to File, Scripts, you could go load files into stack, you could say add open files and say okay, and that'll do what you want to do, what we're about to do. But I just think this one little tick button is a lot easier. You're gonna have to maybe have 5-layer stack, 4-layer stack, 3-layer stack, 2-layer stack maybe if you wanted, but other than that it should work. So we got 3 layers this time, so we're just gonna press play here, see if this one works. So it's giving us our 3-layer document here, and we don't have anything else open underneath there. All right, so things are working, it looks good. I know people are having trouble with the whole load files into layers in Lightroom, so this is just a workaround, and not only a workaround, but it's also a way to for some of you guys out there to get familiar with actions, which I think are invaluable. There's usually a way to do stuff with actions, and some of you may be asking a good question, why didn't I use this inside the action, the load files in the stack? And the reason is, that's a good question, and it would work, but it would open up the dialog box for you every time. It would open up this dialog box for you, and you have to press add open files and okay. And I just felt like this might be a little bit faster, but you could make an action with this, going this route too, okay? So guys, if you're having trouble with the Lightroom update and it's really mucking with your system and your load files into Photoshop as layers or whatever, try this out. You know, get a 4, 5, 6, maybe even a 2-layer stack Photoshop action over here. Or if that doesn't work for you, you can go ahead and try this method. But I hope that helps you do a little workaround for some of Adobe's updates. I know they can really mess with people sometimes, okay? So thanks again for watching, and I will see you guys next time.